Hello. I got my day 3 build updates for you with the martial artist monk build. I've been spending all day trying to get the bulk up, and in the end, I think we're looking pretty good. So before the charge infusion, or let's hold on, yeah, charge regulation, we're looking at 8,000 evasion, and we're sitting a little bit over 2.6k ES. So lowered the evasion a little bit, increased the amount of energy shield we have. So that way we have a little bit bigger max hit capacity. That being said, it's still a little bit rough in the midst of combat where we're losing that ES, and you kind of have to like take a step back if you want to get that max hit back up. So you kind of have to play a little bit more careful if your ES is down. It's a little bit annoying, but I guess that's, I mean, that's the ES nerfs they did for the league, so we'll just have to live with it. Um, but yeah, all our resistances are capped. Um, Pretty decent amount of ES, and we have, let's see, we have a little bit of deflection in there just as an extra layer. I don't think it's really doing too much, to be honest, but it's there. So you can notice that there's some major changes to the build. We've dropped down to 100 spirit here, and I no longer am wearing the Thrill Steel helmet. So I no longer have onslaught. I will be trying to get onslaught back by getting it on the gloves, but I have not found a pair of gloves that I wanted to buy just yet, and I don't have like 200 divs to buy the one that I would like. So still working on a budget here. Um, for general pieces, kind of upgraded the quarterstaff just a little bit more damage there. Um, so the big change is I'm using the Vestige of Darkness Tenebrous Crown here. So what this is really doing is providing a few things. It's providing a lot of attributes. So one, attributes is really important in this build. So with 60 attributes there, ooh, a little so. With 60 attributes getting added, or I guess 58 in this case, it's helping a lot. So I don't need it on any of my other pieces. Two is you can see physical damage is now contributing to chill and freeze. This is nice. I have noticed it, but it's not super relevant because we don't really have any. I haven't really spec'd into any freeze stuff, so that's just kind of nice. Another line on here that's really nice is also blinding enemies around you. So even though the evasion rating is where it is at 46, if they're close to me, then their chance to hit's actually even a little lower. So it's mostly projectiles that are annoying. And then the last one is the Bodach Haunt Your Presence. This is just a really cool line. Basically, the Pinnacle boss just slams the map from time to time. I think it's like every 3 seconds. And it switches between moves, but when it does a slam, it like clears all the white mobs. It's actually really strong. Other things is I believe I've gotten chaos resistance on my jewelry today, so you can see that there's chaos resistance here as well as chaos resistance here. I've also swapped the rings out. I removed the resistance stat stick and got damage on all of these. So we have flats here, flats here. Would be nice to catalyst these, but I'm pretty sure the catalysts are bonkers expensive, and I'm not sure if that's worth it right now. For the chest piece, still running a Falconer's jacket just for that movement speed. In terms of defensiveness, it's not the best, but this one just has decent evasion and ES with basically some res on it. The gloves are the same as yesterday. I am still searching for the replacement glove. So when I find it, it will be glorious. But running the same one here. Here are the stats of what it looks like. As I mentioned yesterday, the Arcane Surge on hit crit is the most important line, as well as some flats that will get converted to the extra line, and then this will automate the power charges. Upgraded the ingenuity a little bit higher rolled, And then probably the most expensive thing I bought were these boots that are basically pretty high roll tri-res. I was really struggling with getting my resistances back up after losing resistances on the rings, but because the rings can provide so much damage, it was really important that I found it somewhere. I could have maybe gotten on the chest piece, but I ended up going basically splurging and getting on the boots. I will say that the leech as mana is still in a critical line, so one of your rings needs to have that line. For everything else, I believe it's mostly the same. The tattoos are the same, or I guess the runes are the same. Getting curse resistance here, reduced effect of curses, so it's 0, and these are just resistances, so pretty easy resistance fixing there. I switched poison charm off for silver charm. This is just for quality of life. Honestly, I should probably vowel these, see what I get. Nice 8%, 8%, 1%. Get rid of this notification. Let's see. So I think that's mostly it for gear. The next is the passive tree. I think most of it is relatively the same. I got a new jewel. I believe it is this one. It's a really nice one. Bought as a 3-liner. Was able to desecrate on the last one. So basically just damage and attack speed. Made a few changes here. Still toying around about losing the attack speed here. I might want this back, especially with the loss of thrill steal. And I am debatably thinking whether or not I want to keep this entire line here, because these are really nice, but there are a lot of points, so I need to see if I can better utilize these points. This is the jewel here, and then this is the other jewel. I'll have all of these on my PoE Ninja, so you can take a look at that if you want to see the more up-to-date version. So I'm constantly changing this. Right now I am level 93, so yeah, I've been dying a lot, but I've definitely reduced it a whole ton, and now I'm basically doing 6 modded tier 15 maps, provided it's not delirium. So I found that delirium is extremely rippy, and yeah. For the Atlas tree, slowly filling in some of the mechanics, and I am taking a break on the overall Atlas tree just to get some mechanic points in. But delirium is really deadly. Just gonna pick a map that is a little bit more fun, hopefully. I don't actually remember what Center Rift is. It's kind of new. Ran it once. Is there like a sand pit? Sand spit? Guess there aren't any readily available, unfortunately. So, oh, there's one right here. So let's just run this one. Gonna run breach, ritual, and irradiated. Honestly, I didn't see what mods were on the map, so I'm just gonna take a quick look at what we got. So they're gonna have a little more life, a little more damage, extra fire, and I think those are the main lines. Some reduction to energy shield. I think we should be good. Should be good. And there's shock ground floor. So as usual, got to basically get some crits in the beginning to get the power charges at the top. So you can see even that power charges damage isn't bad, it's just not absolutely deleting everything. So there's the Bodach. You saw it crash down. Let's grab our 3 exalt here. And you can see the damage is still really good. So compared to yesterday, I have upped the damage more, especially with those rings. So it wasn't just a tankiness change. But yeah, altogether tankier. Nice, it did. Oh, more stuff. Tankiness, DPS are both up. The only thing is without Thrill Steel, using Onslaught kind of sucks. So that is definitely what I want to work on next. Getting that on the glove will be pretty crucial. Let's try a unique item. So you can see those slashes right there. That's the Bodach. That's also the Bodach. So honestly, a really sick unique. I've been really enjoying seeing what it can do so far. Wow, unfortunate. This one has so many mods, and is this Sovereign Alloy even any good? Let me quickly check. It's like 9 Exalt. So I will take, realistically, I mean, these can't be even worth that much, right? But whatever, I kind of need those. So, yeah, I mean, they're all kind of small money. But this should be a pretty cool expo. Lots of mod runes on these, so it's like relatively tough. So what I found was doing this with the was extremely rippy, because these runic mods are really something, especially the ones where like they won't die unless you kill all like basically everything else. Like those rares can do some serious work. So you can see that the monsters are freezing from the helmet as well. There's some floor slows, which is quite annoying. Let's see. This guy. Nice, the stun charm. I'm really hoping to get the unique silver annual. Something silver axe. All the silver axe or something like that. That'd be very cool. Oh, I guess that anyway is the unique I got. Well, not amulet, it's talisman, charm. Not really, not pressing the charge staff on a time would matter. It's playing a little too much the last few days. And it's catching up to me. So that was the big one. Probably a bunch of junk.
Reveal your worth.
Yeah, I have much. So yeah, losing the movement speed and skill speed kind of blows, for sure. So definitely want to get that on gloves. It's actually kind of insane that you can get on the gloves. Just for reference, it is the attack speed line that will get converted to percent chance for onslaught. Which is just absolutely crazy. Okay, here's the ritual. So the Bodach's actually really good in the ritual too, because they're so clumped up. And the Bodach's cooldown is also based off of the power of the enemies in your presence. So the more enemies are next to you, the more it'll slam. It's very cool. Alright, so let's do this boss. Fortunately, it looks like we'll run out of our charge stuff midway through. Boss is actually really annoying. So, really nice and easy. Nothing really special about it. And yeah, this is a 6-1 map, but there isn't like anything super crazy on here. I think the lines that I don't like the most is enemies are armored, feels like they have their HP doubled. Because the armor break is on the Resonant Bell, you have to be really close to them in order to armor break them, and that's just kind of dangerous because Willing Assault isn't really just armor breaking them. Forgot to use the power charges, so you can see the differences with and without charge staff. Like, charge staff just like cuts through them like butter. Get that rare. But thankfully, like, once you do have all of your power charges, like, keeping it up is super easy. It's just a little bit annoying when being in the map. Breach here. This guy's really annoying. But you can see with the survivability, it did chuck me for a little bit. Yes, but no biggie. I think the worst is maps with floor effects are really annoying. Mostly because they just prevent the ES from recharging. I think that's the map. So pretty straightforward. I'm pretty sure night skill with anything. Let's just keep adding tribute there. Cool. So yeah, that was the mapping experience. It is really straightforward, really tanky now. Definitely can't full autopilot. I think as I'm getting tired, I do tend to full autopilot, and that can get you killed, especially because Rolling Assault is a movement-based skill. If you like Whirling Assault back into a lot of the floor effects, that will get you killed. So yeah, floor effects are really kind of like the bane of this build, but I think there's no way real around it, especially for a ES-based character. And I think the investment to reduce energy charge, recharge, delay, or increasing the recharge rate is just too expensive, and I'd rather just spec that into damage. So yeah, that's the build updates. I don't think I actually changed really anything much at all with the skilled support gems. So, oh, besides the fact that I removed the heralds because they weren't really adding anything. I guess that's the last update. But you can see all the support gems on my PoE Ninja in the description, so feel free to check that out. And yeah, here are the DPS numbers. Whirling Salt at 31,000. I think yesterday was at 24, so pretty decent bump there. Yeah.